I need Beyonce to stop ignoring her bisexual tendencies. Girl, because you can't just make a song like All Up in Your Mind and Diva and not want to put a strap on. Like,
Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough because she just started autographs.
Things just got messy. Beyonce's rumored love life, Jay-Z's alleged control, and the secrets they might be hiding. Okay, y'all, this tea is steaming. You might want to sit down for this one because what's coming out of the Carter household is wild, like next level messy. We're talking about rumors of secret relationships, alleged cover-ups, and Jay-Z trying to keep Beyonce on lockdown while he's out here dodging paternity tests. Yeah, it's a whole lot. So let's get into it. Is Beyonce hiding her truth? Let's start with the whispers that have been floating around for years. There's been ongoing speculation that Beyonce might be bisexual. Some fans have believed this for a long time, not just because of a vibe, but because of the music, the performances, and the stories that keep getting buried. For example, songs like All Up in Your Mind and Diva have given off a certain energy, one that some folks feel speaks to something deeper about who she really is. People are now saying that maybe those lyrics weren't just about girl power or fantasy. Maybe they were Beyonce's way of expressing parts of herself she hasn't been allowed to say out loud. But here's the twist. According to insiders in the music industry, Jay-Z allegedly stepped in and told Beyonce she needed to end a rumored romantic relationship with a woman, supposedly her secret girlfriend, to protect their family image, with Jay-Z already under public pressure for refusing to take a paternity test. He's apparently trying to avoid any additional scandal. So, while he's out here trying to save face, Beyonce's the one being told to make sacrifices. Jay-Z's paternity problem. No, let's break down Jay-Z's current legal drama. A man named Ramir Satterthwaite has been claiming for years that Jay-Z is his biological father. But Jay has been doing everything possible to avoid taking a DNA test. We're talking about throwing hundreds of thousands of dollars at lawyers just to stop the court from ordering him to do a test that costs less than $500. People are starting to ask, why is he fighting so hard if he's got nothing to hide? While this paternity drama explodes in the media, reports claim Jay-Z told Beyonce to keep a low profile, like really low. He allegedly didn't want her being seen with anyone. That could stir up more gossip, especially the woman. Some people believe she's secretly been involved with his priority, keeping the Carter image spotless. And if that means Beyonce has to cut people off, so be it. Old rumors. New reactions. Beyonce's sexuality has been a topic of gossip for over a decade, even if most fans dismissed it. But now, with Jay-Z under fire and people taking a closer look at the couple's private lives, those old stories are resurfacing and gaining new attention. Years ago, rapper Amil, who worked with Beyonce on a song called I Love, allegedly gave an interview where she said Beyonce made a move on her. But here's where things get shady. That interview, and every article that mentioned it, completely disappeared from the internet like it never happened. Fans think that was no coincidence. They believe there's been a serious effort to clean up any digital trail that might hint at Beyonce being romantically involved with women. And Amil isn't the only one who hinted at this. Lady Gaga once said in an interview that she and Beyonce both like women. While talking about working together on the telephone video, Gaga is known for being loud and proud when it comes to LGBTQ support, so when she says something like that, people listen. Was she joking? Was she spilling tea? Either way, it raised eyebrows. Partying in private? Another rumor that's been floating around for years involves Beyonce being seen out at clubs with women in ways that didn't look strictly friendly. One blind item from way back in 2007 claimed that Beyonce was at a club called The Box, partying in a private VIP section with 3 women and a bunch of bodyguards. She was reportedly having a blast watching a burlesque show where 2 women were getting very close on stage. Sources say she was cheering them on and didn't leave until after 3 a.m. Even more shocking, another story came out about a woman who claimed she once danced on Beyonce's lap at a club, and that Beyonce whispered in her ear, "Don't start what you can't finish." That sounds way more flirty than friendly, but just like with the Amil interview, that story and everything about it was wiped clean from the internet. Poof, gone. Fans think this is just more proof of a long-term effort to erase any clue that Beyonce might be into women. Jaguar Wright spills more tea. Jaguar Wright, who's never been afraid to speak her mind, came forward and added even more to the mix. She brought back the bizarre story about Beyonce's former drummer Kimberly Thompson, who once accused Beyonce of doing witchcraft, casting spells, and even harming her cats. Yeah, wild stuff. Jaguar claims those accusations were real and that Kimberly was shut down by the courts. When she tried to get a restraining order against Queen Bee, Jaguar didn't stop there. She also said that
You say these
Why
things.
don't nobody want to accept that bitch?
I think she's.
She went and killed the girl Cats.
Okay.
A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was drugged. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her and shit while she was asleep. You know, snacking on his bitch, killing people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her the restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too.
Beyonce's dad, Matthew Knowles, knew about his daughter's interest in women and even came up with a plan to redirect her attention. That plan forming an all-female band. Dr. Terry Lyne Carrington reportedly helped put the group together, but according to Jaguar, the plan—
Dr. Terry Lyne Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough because she just started all the girls.
plan backfired because Beyonce started getting romantically involved with her own band members. If that's true, it says a lot about how her father tried to manage her personal life. Renaissance, a queer celebration. When Beyonce released her Renaissance album, fans noticed something very different about it. It wasn't just another music project. It felt like a love letter to LGBTQ culture. She dedicated the album to her late Uncle Johnny, who was openly gay and introduced her to house music and ballroom culture. She called him her godmother and said he was one of her biggest influences. She also collaborated with and sampled several queer artists. There was Honey Dijon, a trans DJ who helped shape the sound of the album, and Big Freedia, a queer bounce music icon. She sampled I'm Too Sexy by Right Said Fred and used vocals from a gay rapper on Formation. Everything about Renaissance screamed inclusion, pride, and joy. Some fans believe this was Beyonce's way of expressing her own connection to the LGBTQ+ community, not just as an ally, but maybe as someone who identifies with it on a personal level. For someone as private and calculated as Beyonce, nothing in that album felt accidental. It felt like a statement. Trouble behind the scenes. No, here's where things start to feel like a real-life soap opera. People close to the Carters are saying Beyonce didn't take it well when Jay-Z allegedly told her to end her rumored relationship with another woman. Imagine being told to push aside your own happiness just to protect your partner from his own mess. That's rough. Insiders claim Beyonce agreed to go along with Jay-Z's request, but she wasn't happy about it, and honestly, who could blame her? Over the years, Beyonce has stood by Jay-Z, even after he admitted to cheating and even now while he refuses to take a simple DNA test. She's been loyal, strong, and graceful. So why should she be the one giving up parts of herself while he's out here ducking drama? Some fans think their marriage isn't about love anymore. They say it's a business deal, that it's more about brand and power than genuine affection. And if that's the case, then Beyonce being forced to cut ties with someone she cares about would only be another example of how controlled her life has become. What happens now? People are now wondering, what will Beyonce do next? If there's one thing we know about her, it's that she moves in silence, but when she speaks or takes action, it's always with purpose. She's not the type to go off on social media or throw a tantrum. Instead, she might drop a song, a visual album, or a statement in her own artistic way. Meanwhile, fans are calling out Jay-Z, saying he should be focused on his paternity scandal and stop dragging Beyonce into problems he created. They're also questioning whether it was ever fair for him to ask her to give up parts of herself to protect his image, because, let's be honest, if anyone in that marriage has worked hard to stay classy and loyal through the storms, it's Beyonce. So now we wait. Will Beyonce continue to play it safe for the sake of the brand? Or will she eventually speak out, even if it's through music, and tell her side of the story? Let's discuss. Do you think Jay-Z was right to allegedly ask Beyonce to end a relationship just to protect their image? Or should he be handling his own drama instead of dragging her into it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to check out what's going on with Ramir's paternity case, because that story is still unfolding too, and you already know the internet never forgets. ***.